way of excess, a culture of indulgence. How much can we get? It might sound nice, but underneath, our souls are poisoned by our greed. Babylon business, it's all about me.
Beyond Babylon Business, Episode 9, entitled Fear of the Future. We join Dave and Steve as they have a quick lunch together in a local restaurant. Dave has just come out of his weekly career coaching time with the renowned Theo Argens.
Do you know what my lesson was this week?
Nope, you'll have to tell me.
Time.
Time? You mean feeling like you never have enough time? Or perhaps the time it takes for an investment to grow?
Theo told me that most people never properly understand how to regard time.
Wow, that is so vague.
Some folks dwell in the past, as if everything was better in the past than it is today.
My auntie's like that. Everything was better 50 years ago.
Theo teaches people to live in the future, having what he calls a rational fear of the future.
You've lost me. How can fear, which is usually pretty irrational, become rational?
Rational fear of the future is when we fear that we won't have enough money to pay for the future when we get to it. This is a rational fear because we don't know what the future holds, do we? So how else are we to regard it except with rational fear? Our todays should be lived under the shadow of our fear of not having enough in the future.
Won't all that fearing the future reduce your joy in your today?
I hope so. Successful people realise they are living in the land of not there yet.
Next door to Never Never Land.
Let me spell it out for you, Steve.
This should be good.
Is your job making you happy all the time?
No.
Then your job is not there yet. We can shorten this to NTY. Not there yet.
Okay.
If your job is NTY, then you should be driven by a rational fear of the future. Get reading the job advertisements. Your dream job is out there, you just haven't found it yet.
My job is certainly hard going, but God is with me in it, even as I go about doing it. So I'm not anxious about getting there, because He is with me here.
Or again, Steve, is your house exactly how you'd like it to be?
I'd have to say no to that also.
Then your house is NTY. You need more fear of the future, Steve. Get yourself a bank loan to upgrade it. Or better still, get a bigger mortgage to buy a bigger house altogether.
I'm quite happy in my current house, actually.
You can't be content with that little house. Your dream house is out there. You just haven't found it yet. You are so NTY, Steve. You deserve better.
All your talk of getting there is going to cost more money than either of us have got right now.
That is why Theo teaches the moving standard of ever more money.
But if we always need ever more money, then we may never get there at all. It seems like there will keep moving, just out of reach.
Listen, when you ask most people, how are you today? They'll usually say something like, oh, I'm getting there. Don't you see it? This concept of getting there is in the back of their minds already. They know they are NTY. Oh, Theo's teaching gets NTY people, like you and me, to have a more rational fear of the future, so that they focus their lives on getting there.
Supposing I agree with you, what should I do about it?
Theo said that we must think where we want to be in 10 years' time. My personal there involves me becoming super wealthy. So all of my decisions, choices and habits are now serving my goal of super wealth. In 10 years' time, I will have got there.
What if, when you have arrived there, you don't like it?
Not possible. People who get there have FPL.
Excuse me?
FPL, a future-proofed life. An FPL person has enough money to protect themselves from all that the future can throw at them. FPL individuals can trust their resources will take care of them. Their money provides both protection from the future as well as control over the future.
So let me get this straight. You and I are not there yet. We are NTYs.
Got it.
And we don't have future-proofed lives, FPLs.
Firing on all cylinders today, Steve.
So you and I should focus on a rational fear of the future to get there.
Oh, you better believe it. Only when you've got there, Steve, can you become content. Until that day, let your rational fear of the future direct you.
You've got to be kidding.
Questions. In Matthew 6, verses 25 to 27, Jesus said, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to their life?" Question 1. How do you feel about your future provision? What do verses like Matthew 6, verse 33 to 34 mean to you? Question 2. If you trust in money, then fear of the future is to be expected, because money cares nothing for you, and you have no idea what the future holds. So how should knowing God as your provider affect both how you use your today as well as you prepare for your future? Question 3. Do you ever feel like your life is NTY, not there yet? And question 4. 1 Timothy 6, verse 6 to 8 says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain. We brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that." When will you feel like you have got there? The Beyond Babylon business course will show you where Babylon thinking has infiltrated our world, and we may not have even realised it, because it's become so normal to us. The Beyond Babylon business workbooks will bring you back to God's perspectives through a mixture of Bible study, videos, animations, songs and discussions, so that you and your teams can go beyond Babylon business.
Babylon business will soon be no more. Banished forever, completely destroyed. Its doom has come in just 1 hour. The smoke from here will rise forever.